Hi everyone and welcome to Lost Boy. My name is Jamie for those of you that are new to my channel, and for those of you that are returning, thank you for all of your support. This is going to be a general message for the sign of Scorpio. This could be Scorpio anywhere in your birth chart. Cross-watchers, you're welcome as well. Flip the roles however you see fit, but everyone please only take the messages that resonate with you in your particular situation and drop the ones that do not. If you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, the information on how to do so is down below in the description box. Alrighty, y'all, let's get into your reading. We're going to begin with the dice, and then we're going to tap in with a couple of different decks and just see what's going on in your energy. It's going to get loud for a hot minute, so if you're sensitive to sound, I do recommend lowering the volume. Universe, what is going on in Scorpio energy, and what is it that Scorpio needs to know at this time? We have the Three of Swords sideways. We have the Six of Pentacles reversed. We have the Nine of Swords, and then we have the Page of Swords. Somebody here did something without thinking. They were trying to tip the scales in their favor. Now somebody's feeling guilty. Or they're having nightmares about some kind of situation here with this Nine of Swords because they know some kind of truth is about to come out. That's going to lead to an opportunity here for you. You could be hearing news about how you were wronged in the past, about some kind of betrayal. This could be involving a Cancer or a Sagittarius of sorts, could even be a Libra. The Page of Swords is also somebody who's very inquisitive, so I don't know if this is like an investigator or a PI or somebody here that has some kind of evidence, they have some kind of facts, they've uncovered something here, and this is what somebody here has been worried about. Somebody's worried about some kind of reconciliation, maybe that they have to pay up with this Six of Pentacles reversed. Whatever this betrayal was, I feel like it involved something physical. Whether it was money, whether it was some kind of fraud. Pentacles are physical energy. Somebody here was definitely trying to... They took something from you that did not belong to them because they felt like you didn't deserve it. They wanted it all for themselves. And this could be somebody here who was close to you. Right? Because usually it's those closest to us that we have to be most worried about. Now, I'm not trying to say that to be wary of everyone close to you. Because whenever I said this, I feel like you know exactly who this person is because you might have had some kind of inkling here. We do have the Chariot reverse. Somebody... They did this knowing that they're not going to be able to move forward in life, or they felt like they didn't have any other options. They didn't have any drive. So they felt like this was their last bet, is what I'm hearing. Or like their last act at trying to acquire something. Or to make a name for themselves. So it's given the energy of wanting to sacrifice you for their own personal gain. We have the Ten of Pentacles here. A cycle is definitely getting ready to wrap up. Again, this has to do with physicality. This could even be involving a family of sorts, or even some type of inheritance. They were counting... It's like they were counting their life on this, or their livelihood was on this. Seven of Swords. Somebody definitely did something shady, deceitful. Definitely trying to even sabotage you. This could even be somebody who even... Because with all this sword energy and physical energy, it's like not only that I feel like they took something from you, maybe by trying to create some kind of false accusation here, by saying that you were mentally incapable, or that you were physically incapable, or either way, they felt like you were incapable of something. But whatever they did, they didn't just do the action of taking and stealing something from you. They also doubled down on their lie by creating some kind of false narrative. Maybe to gain some kind of support. Right? To sway public opinion in some kind of way. Either way, something here is being reconciled. Somebody was definitely trying to even sabotage you. Maybe from trying to find out the truth. By not having things be balanced out for you. I don't know if this is somebody here who was even holding some kind of a grudge. Maybe because you told them no. Maybe you didn't want to move forward with something because it wasn't in your best interests. We have the Four of Cups reversed. Some of you, you chose yourself in a situation here, and somebody did not like that. The Five of Cups and the Hanged Man sideways. It's like somebody was trying to hang you out to dry. This is somebody here who was... This Five of Cups, maybe they were in grief. Or that's what they're trying to say, that they were... Or something here could have happened during... Somebody here could have even passed away, and somebody was trying to cover up the fact that something here was even left to you in the first place. The Knight of Wands reversed and the King of Cups. Somebody was definitely reckless. They definitely took action without thinking. Very hot-headed, very explosive. They reacted out of anger. You've definitely been dealing with an entitled individual here. Someone here who lacks emotional maturity. Somebody here who doesn't like the fact that you're emotionally mature, that you're emotionally intelligent. Now they're feeling guilty here because they know something is catching up to them. Somebody here who is in highly competition with you. Because the Five of Wands, right? It's supposed to be about friendly competition. When it's sideways like this tells me that, because normally with the Five of Wands, right, this is, you know, the troops getting together, or the sports team getting together, right? But that's during their practice. They're supposed to be practicing their skills and sharpening their skills. This is somebody here who took the competition a little too far. They weren't willing to stay in their position. They wanted your position. But everybody plays a different role in life. This could be somebody here who wanted your role. They wanted your life. They wanted to swap destinies with you. They didn't feel like you were deserving of something for whatever reason. They felt like something was happening to them. They felt like by you receiving some of this, that this was a judgment on them. We have the Emperor. And the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Somebody's plans are a complete failure. They cannot fix whatever they already set into motion. And maybe that's why they're freaking out right now, because they left a trail of sorts. A trail that they can't clean up. We do have a boss figure here with this Emperor, so we do have a high-ranking individual here who sees what is going on. Maybe this high-ranking individual is receiving the news, receiving the facts, the information that's being presented to him. This could be a judge of some sort. Because the Emperor is somebody here who's going to do what's right for everybody involved. And this does lead to a brand new opportunity. You are going to be given something. Whatever was taken is finally being returned. We have the Hierophant reversed. Somebody could even gone as far as even working with a corrupt organization of some sort. A corrupt group, a cult, a gang, something like that. Somebody definitely used people. Whoever this was, they didn't do this alone. They weren't able to do this alone. They set the plan in motion, though. Wow, we have the Devil and the Knight of Cups. So this news could be very emotional for you, but it could be like a positive emotion. Like, I feel like you've had an inkling, and I feel like maybe you even try to speak up about something, but because like I said, somebody else covered their base by already laying the groundwork with some kind of lie, some kind of smear campaign. Nobody believed you. They believed that person first. This person was very toxic, very abusive, very binding. This is somebody here who is very self-serving with this devil sideways. Strong Capricorn and Pisces energy here. Somebody knows that something is catching up to them. Queen of Wands reversed. They just wanted attention. And were willing to get it at all costs, even if it meant lying. This is somebody who cannot stomach somebody appearing better than them. This person's so focused on appearances. It's like they don't like being outshined. Well, we have the Nine of Cups. Somebody was definitely trying to get in the way of you and your dreams, even going as far. So not only did they steal from you, right, but they also wanted to stop you from moving forward. So let's take from you, but also let's sabotage you from being able to even make something for yourself. Let's stop you from being happy. Like, this person really attacked you at all different avenues of your life. They attacked your stability. They attacked your security. Right? And some of that can even be relationships. They sabotaged relationships. This person could even gone as far as to even get you fired from jobs, or not being able to take on opportunities. But we have the Six of Wands here. Getting ready to come in is going to be some kind of victory for you. And somebody knows that they're headed for a loss. Somebody was trying to delay the inevitable. Maybe this person was even told to come clean, to correct the situation with this Temperance card, but they refused to do so. I don't know, maybe to them they were like, I don't want to stoop to that level. But this is somebody here who highly cares about appearance and what everybody else thinks, because they know that if they did what was right, what they had to do what was right, maybe what they were forced to do what was right, this could even be like court ordered to correct something, and they still chose not to, because maybe it would wreck whatever image that they crafted for themselves, or that smear campaign, because they want it to be painted in some kind of light instead of being shown for the dark, deceptive demon that they are. This could be somebody here who, I don't know, it's like they sold their soul on a mission to go after somebody who didn't deserve this. I don't feel like you deserve this, Scorpio. And I don't even think you know, like, I think you know this person effed you over, but I don't think you know the shit that they did behind the scenes that's now bubbling up to the surface. Somebody here, I mean, I feel like even as well, this person's going to be, they're going to get the same treatment that they gave to you. Either way, new opportunities are here for you. Blessings, good news is coming your way. You definitely have somebody here high ranking who has probably been hidden or hiding or trying not to be seen. This could even be somebody working undercover in some kind of way, in some kind of capacity. Gathering some kind of information. You definitely have support, Scorpio, that you're not aware of. Something is definitely happening behind the scenes. Actually, let me grab this one first. Universe, tell us more for Scorpio. We have a house. The situation could involve a home, a living situation. Excuse me. Could be a landlord or something. Or somebody just didn't want you. It's like they weren't happy until you were out on the street. Like, that's how bad this person wanted you out. We have concern. We have toil and labor in the reverse. So somebody here doesn't want to put in work. The opposite of toil and labor is wanting a handout. And we have great fortune. So somebody here wanted great fortune, but they didn't want to work for it. They wanted the big house, but they didn't want to put the labor in for it. So somebody here was definitely trying to steal something. They were trying to even go as far as even trying to steal your fortune. For some of you who are business owners, or you seem to have some kind of money here, or you have acquired some kind of wealth. I don't know if somebody here was even trying to go as far as to say that, because I did say, like, that you were incapable, maybe that you were mentally incapable, and they were trying to put you into some kind of conservatorship or something. We have community. So they even could have even rallied a community here. This could be somebody here, right, who talks all this shit about you, Scorpio, to other people, right? Maybe to your neighbors, to all of this, right? Maybe to people, like, say, for example, you apply for a new job, right? They know about it. So before your first day, they're already going in there, planting these seeds so people can feel some certain way about you before you even meet them. And we have poverty here. Somebody's headed right towards poverty for their lack of hard work, for their lack of effort. They didn't put any work here. They don't deserve what is coming to them. The only work they put in was conniving and scheming. Universe, give us one more. Community. And we have this concern here at the bottom of the deck still. Somebody's concerned that some kind of change here is inevitable. Something here is happening in the family room. There could even have been backdoor discussions and secrets here. Wow, we have judication. Somebody is definitely looking into a situation here. They definitely are trying to get both sides of the story. Somebody could definitely be under investigation. Somebody knows that some kind of change is happening here. Something here was also court-ordered, but somebody ignored something. Or they were trying to get something by the court. We have courthouse again. Oh wow, this expectation is flipped over. They're expecting this now. I don't know if they're expecting something to go in their favor. We have high honor and coffin. Somebody here is receiving high honor, and on the other end, something here is being laid to rest. A thief. A thief is being laid to rest, or some kind of thievery is being laid to rest. Something here that was stolen is being returned. And you're going to be receiving some kind of high honor for this? Right, because whatever's going on in the court system, once the verdict is out, right, the truth is undeniable. It's freeing. It's liberating. You're all definitely going to be liberated. This could even be somebody here who's even been expecting some kind of community to keep up their lie. But the problem with this kind of energy, the problem with the Seven of Swords, right, when somebody's in that energy trying to sabotage people, right, they probably even have sabotaged their own people, and maybe they forgot that one day they would need them too. That's the thing with thieves, right? There's no honor amongst them. Either way, I don't think something is going in the way that somebody here expected. And now somebody here is concerned because they know their impulsive rage got the best of them, and they just, I don't know, it's like somebody had a psychotic break and they were able to hide it really well. You could definitely be dealing with a sociopath of sorts, or sociopathic-like. I'm not trying to diagnose anybody. This could be somebody here who's mentally disturbed. And it's giving some sense of entitlement, like they feel entitled. This is probably somebody here who was never told no and never reprimanded, even as a child. But again, none of that's your problem. Universe, tell us more for Scorpio. Yeah, you knew what was up. You knew what was up the whole time. You followed your instincts here. We have a soulmate. This is definitely somebody who was a soulmate. Family, friend, lover, co-worker. Somebody here who was meant to be in your life. Somebody here is dissipating. They're wasting away. And somebody here is wearing a mask. They're wearing a facade. They're being fake. This is somebody here who puts on... It's like... Somebody here who blends in. They're trying to blend in. And this mask, this facade is trying to lead somebody down the wrong path. This could even be somebody here who was even setting you up in situations here, like all over the place. They could have been sending people your way to date you, right? To be your friend. But in all actuality, those individuals were just spies for this person to figure out what it is that you are up to. We have a completion here. Something here is definitely coming to an end. A miracle is about to unfold in your life, Scorpio. Somebody here is wasting away. They're not doing the right thing. I don't know if somebody here was bored and they felt like this was entertainment, that your life, that messing with you was entertainment. Well, they're about to be busy themselves. Because I feel like now they're going to be the talk of the town. You moved out of instinct here. You followed your intuition in some kind of way. And that's why this miracle is happening. This person thought that they may have tricked you out of something here, but it's like it's giving the energy of they only dug their grave even deeper. I think I did a collective reading about this a couple of days ago. There's a similar energy of somebody digging their own grave. Somebody here was really trying to have your self-worth questioned. They didn't want you to feel worthy of something. This could even be somebody here who wanted you questioning your faith. They wanted you to... Wow. This could even been somebody here who was going as far as to, like I said, sending friends and lovers in, right? To make it feel like you were the problem, that there was something wrong with you. It's given the energy of somebody wanted you to delete yourself. Right? Because maybe that's what they said. You were incapable, that you weren't all there, right? And maybe they even bet on the fact that you would take yourself out. That's what they counted on. But the fact that you're still here has got somebody going, we should look into that. Why is that person still here? If everything that this person has said, why is Scorpio still here? Why are they still thriving? Why are they still pushing forward? Because you followed your instincts, and those instincts got you out of some kind of traps here. And what they didn't probably count on was your connection to Source, to the universe, to God. Your faith has literally set you free. So they thought they were distancing you from it, but all they ended up doing was pushing you closer to it. And maybe it had to work out this way in order for you to fully surrender into your divinity. And now that you have, that's why this miracle is taking place. It's like God is moving mountains for you. Like, don't say he can't do it, because he can. Is that type of vibe here. You've been asking, you've been praying, you've been wishing. It's happening. It's happening right as we speak. And I don't think whoever this person was that decided to be the enemy in your life, to declare themselves your enemy, I don't even think they see it coming. They know that something's up, because they know that something's different with this Nine of Swords. They know it. They know it. And it's like God felt the weight of your tears. That's the last thing you want to do, is make an earth angel, a star seed, a chosen one, an anointed one, however you identify. The last thing that God, source, the universe wants is to feel the weight of your tears, to feel the heaviness of your broken heart. But the universe saw what was going on. God always sees. Universe, tell us more. Wow, the devil. It's like when you wouldn't serve this person, when you wouldn't give them what they wanted. When they knew that they couldn't control you, like maybe whatever this inheritance was, maybe it was a house, maybe it was something here that was supposed to be split, it was supposed to be shared. But when they felt like they couldn't control you, they're like, well, this isn't going to work for me. Because now I'm going to have to be held responsible. I'm going to have to, you know what I mean? Because you don't, I feel like you're the type of person that doesn't let shit slide. You have self-respect. Universe, tell us more for Scorpio. The Three of Pentacles reversed. They didn't want to work with you. They didn't want to be a team. They didn't want to work together. Queen of Wands reversed. Strong Leo energy. Again, wanting that attention, even at all costs. This is like a drama queen. Very hot-headed. You know, if they don't get their way, they're going to have a temper tantrum. Very forceful, very angry, very revengeful. I could even resort to violence and intimidation. But you were the only one that they couldn't intimidate, because I feel like the only thing that you fear is God and the universe. You don't fear anything else. So that's why they started that campaign. To trash talk you. To stop you from opportunities, to have the world look on you as if you are the problem, to make you feel like you are the problem. Six of Swords reverse. Somebody here did not choose peace. They're trying to win at all costs. They don't care who they hurt, even if it's their own people in their own tribe. Three of Cups reverse, but the party is over. You were wise. Something here is coming to light. And something here is coming to an end. That cycle is over. Their reign of terror is over. And strength. You have gained so much strength throughout this process here. And part of this was even having you to have to combat your own ego. And I know how difficult that can be when you know that you're being wronged and you just want to defend yourself. But it comes to the point where it's like, you know what, now I'm giving them what they want. And maybe that's what they wanted. You to lash out at them so they could be like, see, this is what I was telling everybody. Did you see what just happened there? You know, to use it against you. They were trying to use yourself against you until you started moving smarter. And you started healing yourself. What happens when people can't use your triggers against you anymore because they don't exist? What happens when you heal? What happens when you rise? You know, and sometimes that's why God allows things to happen. That's why God allows the devil to think that they are winning. because it pushes you to rise. You know, sometimes we have to look at the bigger picture. Sometimes we don't understand why God would do this to us. But also at the same time, I feel like this is God wanting to use you as a testimony to see this is what happens to those that actually truly fully believe in me, not the ones that only believe in me when they need something, when they're feeling guilty, but then leave me when things are going good. Universe. God knows who's using him. Universe, tell us more for Scorpio. The Sun, reversed, and the Empress. You're ripe with life here. You're definitely getting ready to birth a new life. You're definitely going to be... Somebody knows that once you get this seed, once you get this Ace of Pentacles, what you're going to be able to build with it. For some of you, maybe you started with nothing. Strong Taurus and Libra energy here, as well as Leo again. 10 of Cups and the 9 of Wands in the Ace of Pentacles. Now, you're going to be having a happily ever after here with this 10 of Cups, because you've learned a hard lesson when it comes to boundaries. And sticking to your boundaries and being immovable and not settling. That's why you're getting the Ace of Pentacles. Somebody knows that life for you will never be the same. And that you're very creative here, because the Empress is very creative. This is somebody here who creates something from nothing, right? And I always use this example. This is somebody here who's going to take the seed. They're going to nurture it. They're going to love on it, right? And then once that seed sprouts, for example, say if it's wheat, right? She's going to take her wheat crop, right? She's going to convert that wheat into flour. And then what is she going to do? She's going to bake bread from that flour. You're very skillful here. You're not afraid of a little bit of hard work. And you're definitely somebody here who thinks outside of the box. We have the 7 of Cups reversed. There is no more confusion here. Somebody here is not innocent. And a whole community that just sat by and watched this happen, they're complicit. There's a lot of complacency here. You know, if these people think that they're going to be scot-free because they feel like their hands are not dirty because they didn't say anything, that's being complicit. Silence is complicity. You knew something was going on and you allowed it to happen. Maybe why? Maybe because these people were afraid too? Again, fear is the devil's work. The World. This is coming to an end for whoever this tyrant is. This is going to be a major ego death for them. They're not going to see this coming. Everything that they built for, the lie, the image that they crafted for themselves, it's all being taken away in one single blow. And this is happening fast with this Knight of Swords. This is truth traveling fast. This is somebody coming in with the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, with the facts, armed with the facts. 5 of Pentacles and the Emperor reversed. This is somebody here who is in the King of Swords reversed. Oh my goodness, this person's all over the place. They're trapped to their own backwards thinking with the Hanged Man. This is somebody who's unwilling to compromise, unwilling to see things from others' point of view. This is somebody who could have even been exaggerating. You know, being a victim with this 5 of Pentacles, being left out in the cold. So they try to control and manipulate a situation based on some kind of lies? All because they wanted attention? Wow. 34 on the timer. Universe, tell us more for Scorpio. What's the tea? What's the tea, universe? Now somebody here is crying over you. They're sad, they're hurt, and they're upset. Now they're crying. Why are they crying over you? Because they married for money? This is somebody here who married for money? This could have been an obsessive ex here who got into a karmic relationship here because they were more hooked on the money. So what they did was they tried to attack you so that way you couldn't be happy because they couldn't be with you. This person's getting bad karma. This person could even gone as far as threatening you. And I feel like you ignored their threats. You don't care. If they were going to do it, they would have done it by now, right? Somebody who marries for money, strong gold digger energy. Now they're crying over you because they're sad and they're hurt. They're the ones that hurt themselves by betraying you in the first place. You know, it's given the image that they tried to set you up for. Again, with this whole destiny swap role reversal, it's like people wanted them to see you as them and them as you. This could even be somebody here who does have an underlying mental health illness, but they were trying to claim that it was you. And they might have gotten away with it for so long, maybe in the family, maybe because this person's older. They didn't think that they would be caught. They didn't think that somebody would check this person with that Page of Swords, that they wouldn't check them, that they wouldn't do their own digging. I feel like somebody here made a friend who didn't buy into their bullshit. I don't know, or whatever group that they're involved in, like I said, could be a cult or a gang or something like that. Because obviously this person cannot come up with this plan or sustain this plan alone. Their group could have been infiltrated. We have child services here. Somebody here could be a bad parent, or they're at risk of having their children taken away because of this scenario. Alrighty, universe, that was way too many. Tell us more, please. It's like now they're feeling the weight of what they did. Now they're waking up. And they're like, oh shit, what did I do? Now they're feeling the weight of what they done. That's why they're crying over you, because they know once you find out that you're never going to look at them the same. Not that I think that you are. Your light irritates their demons. They don't like the way that you shine. They don't like the way that people view you, the way that people treat you, because they don't get treated that way. Well, then maybe they should act better. It's given the energy of them wanting to knock you down a couple of pegs. We have a girl fight, arguments, physical fight, at war, competing. This is just a jealous individual here who would rather take something by force than to actually put in that work. But what this person doesn't understand, right? Because I was talking about divinity earlier and faith. For those of you who have been on a spiritual path here, you should know, like, you know firsthand that it's not easy. Part of being in the spiritual path is owning your own shit. So if this person wants to be seen as you, they better be prepared to go through under the same trials and tribulations that you went through. And that's where they failed. Because they were not prepared for that part of it, for that piece of it. And now, maybe because they couldn't get rid of you, they couldn't get you to off yourself, or they couldn't set you up in situations to get you offed. Alright, the devil's coming to collect. The devil wants a soul either way. Universe. Dust it off. Somebody could have even gone as far as to even try to steal your ideas and pawn them off as their own. Trying to beat you to the punch, saying, I did it first. I feel like you knew that this person was not on your side, not on your team, and I feel like you just, like, dusted off, be like, all right, whatever, I'll just start moving differently now. You moved on. You moved on, and this person could not stand the fact that you moved on, even though they betrayed you, even though they hurt you, even though they didn't respect you, because there's something here about blatantly disrespecting your boundaries. Something here about not having an equal give and take. And I'm not talking about the shit that they did behind the scenes. I'm talking about the way that they treated you to your face. As if you were less than. They treated you as if you were less than. I don't know, especially with that, all this devil and binding energy, Ace of Wands. A lot of aces here, so there's endings and brand new beginnings here. It's given the fact, like, I don't know if somebody felt like they had ownership over you, or they had more control over you, or that you were easy to manipulate. Somebody who just wants to start drama and talk shit because they're not shit, because you're too busy hustling and they're holding a grudge because they don't have access to you anymore, or that you're not giving them anything anymore, or that, I don't know, you don't share with them because they don't share with you. Universe, tell us what is hidden here. Tell us what is hidden for Scorpio. Somebody here is keeping a promise. They could even promise somebody that this was going to work. Or maybe that was a promise that they made to the devil or whatever entity they wanted to work with. And now they're trying to claim that they're tired of the drama that they started. They're tired of the drama that they started because of all the ricochets, all of the backfires. There was some kind of recording here. Something here was caught. Either caught on camera, caught on tape, a voice recording, something. Something here was caught. Somebody here could even been wearing a wire. And somebody here has confessed that, yeah, they were keeping a promise and they were willing to do something at all costs. The truth is definitely being revealed. Somebody here is definitely being kicked to the curb, and the police are definitely involved. Somebody here definitely did something in secret. They were getting a room. It says hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, right? Suite, business, pleasure. Somebody here was definitely mixing business with pleasure. This could even been somebody here had gone as far as to sleep around with people just so that people could do what their will. Gross. All to just betray you. Backstabbing, traitors, unworthy of trust, full of lies in the sea. Something here was definitely done in the dark. Secret dealings behind closed doors. The police are privy to this. Somebody here is being kicked to the curb because something here has definitely been recorded. Somebody could have even gone as far as to even get you kicked to the curb. Like they wanted you homeless. They wanted you with nothing to your name. They could have gone as far as to say that you were an addict, that you were homeless, that you were mentally incapable. All to try to paint them in a better image, in a better light. Universe, give us one more, please. The police are definitely involved here. They know what's up. A private relationship. And a bank failure. This is somebody here who even did this to get the heat off of them between whatever private relationships they're having in the background. Secret relationships, secret dealings. This could even gone as far as to somebody who blamed you, saying that you were cheating on them or something in some kind of way in order to have people team up against you. And the trash. Trash is being thrown out, getting rid of. The trash is throwing itself out with bank failure. Somebody here is losing everything. Everything that they stole, they're losing. All because they didn't want to, I want to say cooperate. Like, they didn't want to cooperate with you. They didn't want to work together with you. It was all or nothing for this person. If they couldn't control you, then they were just going to take everything from you and make sure that you were gone. I feel like this person has never been told no in their life, and they hold grudges against people who have strong, healthy boundaries. And they made it their mission to come after you. Maybe because you embarrassed them. And that's the last thing that they wanted, was to be embarrassed by their own actions. So instead of doing better, they did worse. They definitely did not control their emotions. They're definitely not in control of themselves. Alrighty, y'all. I'm going to clean this up real quick. And then we are going to pull out... Actually, what I'm going to do is I am going to use another deck first. Alrighty, we are going to use the Yin and Yang deck. Universe, is there anything else that Scorpio needs to know at this time? Is there anything else for Scorpio, please? We have renewal and apology, new life, fresh starts, rejuvenation, healing after a crisis, and sacral chakra. And now somebody here wants to speak their heart. They have guilt, some kind of confession. I feel like this apology is not coming from the person that wronged you, from the person that did all of this. I think it's coming from one of their accomplices. Maybe the person who ended up turning on them is getting ready to apologize. We have toxic and then family. This could definitely be a toxic family member, or somebody who comes from a toxic family. Somebody who has addictions, repeating patterns, an energy vampire, trauma bond. Somebody who's just stuck in life. Commitment, home, marriage, celebration, and security. Maybe this is somebody who's upset that they couldn't get you in a toxic trauma bond. Family, friend, lover, business. And whoever worked with them to go up against you to try and tarnish your image and your name, they could be wanting to reach out and apologize, maybe spilling you the tea, confessing to you. Maybe they're the ones giving you the information here. We have Moon and self-worth and reflecting. See, you've done some kind of shadow work here, and you've built up some kind of intuition for yourself. We saw that with the instinct. Somebody was trying to knock you off your game. They didn't want you to have self-worth. They didn't want you to vibrate so high. That's what they hated about you the most. Maybe your connection to the divine, because you actually did the work. So they were feeding off your energy to pose as you to the divine. The divine is not stupid. They're probably like, all right, let me see how far they're going to take this. Your ancestors could have even said, all right, let me see how far they're going to take this. All right, you think that you're my Scorpio? Okay. Just wait. Family and foundation is still here. Reunion. Somebody's want to make... I'm getting really bad vibes about this. Somebody or that person could even be wanting to come in making an offer for you, in hopes that you wouldn't maybe press charges, or that you wouldn't hold them accountable, or trying to see if they can smooth things over now that they've been caught. That's what it is. They've been caught. They know they've been caught. Some of you are just following your heart, you're following your passions, you're following the things that make you happy, you're just being you. And I don't know if this is somebody here who feels like they can't be themselves for whatever reason. We obviously know they married for money. So I don't know if this is somebody in the closet. I'm not saying that they're gay. I'm not saying that they're secretly bi. I'm just saying this is somebody here who doesn't feel like they can be themselves in however they want to be, but they see you being you unapologetically, and they're like, that's wrong. You know, you need to marry for money like I did. You need to sell your soul like I did. And you're like, no, I don't want to sell my soul. It all has to do with belief systems. You could be dealing with somebody here who's still stuck in the old ways. I don't know if this is a highly religious person who, you know, follows those rules. You know, there's a difference between religion and spirituality. Okay? Spirituality is about having a personal connection with God. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with religion, but I'm just saying some religious leaders have their own personal agenda. And to me, I feel like they're the biggest energy vampires out there. Not all of them. I would say probably most of them. It's very hard to find a real one nowadays. Something here about spring. The seeds were planted in spring. And now something's finally catching up to them. We have temptation and self-deception. Somebody fell for a trap. Somebody laid a trap for this person to catch them. You definitely have an ally here on your side that maybe you might not be aware of, who laid a trap for this individual here. Illusions and confusions, not seeing clearly, escapism, addictions and fantasy. Somebody here could have even been lured by their own addiction. Somebody found out what made this person tick, and they tempted it with them, and that's how they baited them into a trap. They were baited into a trap. Things are about to get spicy here with this Mars energy. I know it says Mars, hot, passion, lust, anger, attraction, vitality, action, but Mars is also the planet of war. They wanted war? They thought that you were outnumbered? I feel like little old you just took down a whole group just by being yourself, by being authentic, by being real. I also feel like you're not the type of person that lies. If somebody asks you something, you're just going to tell them point blank the truth. You're not hiding in shame. Somebody fell for the same trap that they laid for you. Because people wouldn't do it to them. People know better. They've already exercised all their fear, right? They put people in their place. I don't know. God could have put something on somebody else's heart like, yo, you need to come clean and you need to help this person out, or else it's not going to look good for you. Maybe somebody took a look at the whole situation and was like, you know what? I don't want to go down with this ship. Alrighty, Scorpio, I'm going to use the Scrabble tiles. We're going to see what else comes out. It's going to get loud for a moment again, so if you are sensitive to sound, I do recommend lowering the volume. Universe. Any final messages here for Scorpio? Any final messages and confirmations here for Scorpio, please? Something here about a remote. Maybe somebody here thought they knew how they can control you. They knew what buttons to press. We have the numbers 38 and 14. These numbers can mean something to you. They could be somebody's age. Could have something to do with maybe the years or something. We have the number 8. The number 76. Someone's name could be could be Mo. Somebody here is definitely DL. They're definitely on the down low. They're definitely trying to hide a secret life. Something here about On. I don't know. That maybe the brand On. ONN. Isn't that like a Walmart brand or something? Somebody here could be like a knockoff. We have the number 95. Something here could have happened in 95, or it started all the way in 95. We have the number 28. Someone's name could be Lisa. Or something here to do with the lease. Something here to do with an Ankh or the Ankh. Isn't that like the Egyptian symbol or something? Something about different bloodlines. I don't know, maybe this was like a past life enemy that's been trying to control you over lifetimes. We have the number 85. Something here about Texas. Someone's name could be Gloria. We have the number 58. Someone's name could be Reese. Something about Kodak. Maybe somebody listens to Kodak Black or something. Or something here about photo evidence. The number 52. The number 69. Somebody here could be under surveillance. Number 24. Number 60. Someone's name could be Dan, Daniel, Danielle. Someone's name could be Don, Donald, Donnie. Someone's name could be Ken, Kenneth, Kenny. Something here, NA. Something here is non-applicable. Something here about the ATL, maybe in Georgia or something. Isn't that in Georgia? Something here about HR, human resources. Or they were trying to use you as a resource for them. Something here about this. Like graping. Like maybe somebody was trying to set you up to get graped. Something here about hung. Maybe somebody was trying to hang you out to dry, but they only ended up hanging themselves. Or this could be a man who thinks he's all that because, you know, he has a big thing. You know, too busy playing with themselves type of energy. Someone's name could be Fiona. Something here about one. You already won. You won the moment that this started. Someone's name could be Frank, Frankie. Something here about... I don't even know what that is. Theo? Theo can be someone's name. Theo, even. Something about somebody's lip. I just heard Meghan Trainor. If your lips are moving, then you lie, lie, lie. Something here about a zoo. I don't know if somebody here was treating you as if you were some kind of caged animal. Maybe trying to sell tickets. Something here about an OG. We have an RN. Somebody here could be a nurse. Something here about his. I don't know if somebody here is very possessive. Something here about guess. Maybe somebody here wears Guess a lot. Like the brand. Someone's name could be Glenn. Something about fracking, maybe, even. We have Oreo. Maybe, I don't know if that's somebody's name. Something about Oregon. Something about an NDA. We have Rhett. Maybe somebody's last name could be Rhett. Or Brett could be their name. Something about a pet. I don't know if somebody was treating you as if you were their pet. Someone's name could be Peter. Someone's name could be Chi. Something here about a ton. Isn't that like 1,000 pounds or something? Something about a weigh station. I don't know if somebody is a truck driver. Something here is about ready to flip. The tables are about to flip. There's definitely something here about a house. I don't know. I feel like this has to deal with some kind of property of some sort. Someone's name could be Yuri. Something about Utah. Something about old. Maybe something here is old. Old as a tales of time or something. Something about punitive damages. Something about an attorney general. We have an AG here. Something about SA. Someone's name could be Sarah. Something here about feet. Maybe somebody was trying to stop you from moving forward, or somebody here could have a foot fetish. Something here about rent. I don't know. Rent. I don't know if somebody here was trying to dodge the rent, or they don't want to pay rent, or something to do with the movie Rent. Someone's name could be Nolan. Something about London. Someone's name could be Woo. A lot of O's here. I don't know, maybe somebody here is only focused on, you know, I did say somebody here was playing with themselves. Maybe that's all they want, is to get their rocks off. Something here about DK and Y. Someone's name could be Leslie. Someone's name could be Geo. We have P.O. here as well. Maybe that's somebody's last name, P.O. Someone's name could be Helda. Something here is light. Like the light version of something. Like, you know when you download something that you can download the light version instead of the full version? Somebody wanted to breeze their way through something. Someone's name could be Fernanda, maybe. Something about PT, physical therapy. Maybe somebody here needs physical therapy, or... Someone's name could be Rhett. Something here about Orlando. Maybe that's somebody's name. Or the place Orlando. We have this OG here again. Someone's name could be Liv. Something about a UTI. Someone's name could be Terrence or Terran. Something here about garnish. Maybe something here is about to be garnished. Somebody's wages are about to be garnished. Something here about a KO. Somebody's about to be knocked out. Maybe that's why they're gonna need physical therapy, is they're getting knocked out. Something here about a map, right? Somebody here is attracted to minors, which is gross. There's something here about a train, or somebody here was trying to train you, or trying to, what is it? Trying to condition you into something, or something about a physical train. So again, toe. We have toes and feet here. Somebody here could definitely have a foot fetish. Someone's name could be Gordon. Someone's name could be Tessa, or something here to do with a Tesla. Someone's name could be Nando. Something here about a GTI. Isn't that like something to do with a car or something? A GTI. Letty. Someone's name could be Letty. Or somebody here is trying to plan something on a map. Maybe they're trying to move so that way they don't get caught. Something here about lead. Lead poisoning. Something here about Rio. Someone's name could be Esla or Elsa. Something here about a log. Maybe there's a log, right? Like a chat log or a cache log, or something here was done online and it was logged, or somebody signed into something and I don't know, maybe they're trying to erase their name from a log, but there was a backup. Something here about a sis or a sister, or you call somebody sis. Something about somebody's dad. Somebody's dad could be involved. Someone's name could be Keaton. Something about a toxicology report. Somebody here is a loser. Someone's name could be Paul, or Paula, or Paulette. Something here about D&D. Maybe somebody here plays Dungeons and Dragons, or they thought that something here was just a game. Somebody here could be loose. I don't know. Maybe they do it all the time. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm just a messenger. Someone's name could be Presley? Presley? I have a lot of E's here. Maybe somebody's name starts with an E. Someone's name could be Eric or Erica. Something about loose lips sink ships. Somebody can be a Fall Out Boy fan. Or somebody who's just an extreme emo kid, like, not in the good way. Someone's name could be Saul. Something about pellets or a Pelletron. Someone's name could be Kerry. With an I or a Y. Something here about a peel. Maybe an upheal or something here is about to be peeled. Somebody's peeling back the layers and looking deeper into something. Someone's name could be Wang. Something about Toto. I don't know, maybe somebody is a fan of The Wizard of Oz, or something about Toto toilets, maybe. I don't know. Maybe somebody here sells toilets, or there could be a plumber. Something about Ohio. Ohio is for lovers. So black my wrist and cut my eye. What? No. So cut my wrist and black my eyes. I just screwed that up. Something about an EIN number. Maybe something to do with a business. Maybe somebody forged something with an EIN number. That's an electronic, or is that's an identification number or something? Something about Tulsa or Tulsi. Alrighty. That's what I have for this. Someone's name could be Ian, Tom. Something here about rubber. Something here about the Associated Press. Maybe something here could be on the news. Something here could definitely have been stolen. A house could have been stolen. Something here about Nashua or the NSA. Something here about RIT. I don't know, like the RIT dye. Isn't that what they used to like do to dye clothes and stuff? A RIT dye. Maybe somebody was trying to dye something. They're trying to alter something. Maybe trying to get rid of a stain. Something about a tap house or a trap house. Okay. Something here about rage. Maybe somebody who doesn't know how to control their rage. Something here about a Rolex. Someone's name could be Dean. Somebody here could smoke a lot of pot. Okay. Alrighty, Scorpio, we're going to close this out with an affirmation and an oracle. Universe, please give us an affirmation for Scorpio, please. I'm going to read this 1 second because I got my own opinions on this one. Personal growth. As I move toward greater consciousness, I feel all thoughts and habits fall away. Like training wheels on a bike, they helped me get to where I am. But now that I can ride, I don't need those slow and crummy wheels. Except when I am making bike analogies. And this is communication. Wonder how the other person's feeling, ask them. Wish they knew how you were feeling, tell them. You've just been drafted into the communication army where there's a strict do ask, do tell policy. Speak with kindness and gentleness and reach an understanding. If you don't, assumption will just make asses of everyone, including the person who came up with the aphorism. See, somebody here, they really, really want you to connect with them again. I also feel like with this communication card, do not be afraid to speak up your mind and speak your truth. Somebody wants your throat chakra blocked. Universe, please give us a final message here for Scorpio. Please give us a final message for Scorpio, please. Alrighty, Universe, please give us one final message for Scorpio. I don't want to take up much more of their time. Thank you, y'all, for staying this long with me. We have protection. I think this is the same one that we got in yesterday's collective reading. Protect your energy as you lift your vibration and frequency. As you continue on your spiritual path, you begin to lift in vibration and frequency, and you continue to experience new levels of love and light. Your energy body undergoes an essential transformation. These changes in the energy body require that past pain and limiting views of self be released. When this happens and the pain comes to the forefront of your experience, it can definitely feel like you're taking quite a battering. Ask Ganesha to surround you with this beautiful energy at this time. You may envision this energy as red, yellow, or white in color, or in any color that resonates with you. Imagine this energy is filled with love and light. It is said that Ganesha oversees the angels of protection. Ganesha's light energy serves to release any negative energy within its field into light. Visualize negative energy entities, memories, or stuck energy being released from your spirit, mind, and body. When previous pain shows up, it may not be a clear-cut memory of a particular past event or feeling of fear. Past experiences may be reflected in your current challenges and lessons. It appears in a form that will trigger you now, bringing up resistance and distraction to be dealt with immediately. Keep in mind to respond with love. You are assured that you will continue to grow and evolve through this challenge. Ganesha will assist you in protecting your energy for the best possible results. You are highly protected at this time, and I really feel like somebody here is trying to drudge up an old version of you, because we keep hearing about this past. And then we have personal growth. You have already evolved and transcended beyond these lessons. I'm not saying that the more that you rise, the easier it gets. No, with each new level, comes new devils, right? But somebody here is wanting you to go back and repeat a cycle with them, because they're going around in circles, and they feel like that's the only way that they can dodge what's coming for them, is if they drag you down with them. But you've already accomplished your part of the mission, which was to transcend and to ascend. I don't know, let this fallen angel continue to fall. They dug their own grave. Now they need to face the music, is what they say. That is what I have for y'all, Scorpio. I'm sending you all lots of love and lots of light, and I will see you next time. Ciao.